Hello, what's up everyone? So, in this video, I'm going to teach you about the matchmaking. Although I made so many videos about it, so I'm going to tell you some unique details regarding this. So, first of all, I'll begin from the basic and then I'll go to the bit of advanced part and then the unique combinations I'll move. Okay, so before beginning, if you guys not subscribed to my channel, please kindly do subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon and click the like button. Also, if you want a consultancy, please do contact to my given below WhatsApp number that is in the description, or I'll just put it in my comment section below so that you can just directly contact to me in my WhatsApp. So yeah, that's it. Or else you can even mail me also. So let's begin. Now, first, before beginning the matchmaking, the first and the most important thing that you guys have to see is the moon sign, because your moon represents how you think, the way of thinking. Okay, how you think from your mind, whether your emotional things are being matched with your partner, your mind are being matched with your partner or not. So how you should match, first of all, I'll share you the screen, guys. Okay, just give me some time so that you will have some, clear idea about it. Okay, so just give me some 5 minutes. Just share you the screen. Okay, so I think you guys are able to see the screen, I guess, clearly. Yeah, cool. So first of all, I said the planet Moon is very much important. I don't know, I'll just zoom in a bit. Yeah, now it's super cool. Okay, so moon represents your mind, your emotions. Okay, so basically, you should be emotionally available to your partner. That's the basic thing. Okay, that's the most basic thing in the marriage. You should be able to provide emotional support to your partner. Okay, so that represented by planet moon, guys. That is the number one. Check the moon placement in your chart and the partner's chart. Okay, because it represents your mind and emotions and your sympathy and whatever. Okay, the way you understand the emotions of others, the EQ, emotional quotient, is represented by planet moon. Okay, now I will tell you the planetary friendship. Okay, so let me just begin with planet Sun. Sun is friendly with planet Mars. It is also friendly with planet Mercury sometimes. Okay, depending upon the planet, obviously. And it is friend with the Moon, Jupiter. Okay, so why I told this, I'll tell you these things. So these are friendly towards each other, friendly to each other, right? The other planetary things are Mercury, Venus, Saturn. Now, these are friendly to each other. Okay. What about Rahu and Ketu? Act as Saturn and Mars, respectively. But I don't consider them as natural planets. Okay. Natural planets are only those that are mentioned here. So Mercury I repeated because Sun is also friend of Mercury, but okay, I'll just remove it so that, yeah, now it is pretty much easy. Now coming, I'll move to the zodiac signs now so that it will be easy to understand. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Okay, then comes Virgo, then comes Libra, then comes Scorpio, then comes Sagittarius. Okay, and then comes Capricorn, then comes Aquarius, then comes Pisces. Okay, so yeah, now you know Aries. So Mars rules Aries, Taurus ruled by Venus, Gemini is Mercury, right? And Moon, Cancer, Leo is Sun, Virgo is Mercury again, Libra is Venus, Scorpio is Mars, Sagittarius is Jupiter. Okay, this is Saturn, again Saturn. So last is Pisces again Jupiter, right? I'll just zoom a little bit back. Now it's clear, I guess. Okay, so now match the planetary friendship placements. I have told you Sun, Mars, Moon, Jupiter. They are friendly towards each other. Mars and Moon are friendly. Moon and Jupiter are friendly. Obviously, Jupiter, Sun are friendly. Sun and Mars are friendly. Sun and Moon are friendly. Anything. Those four are friendly towards each other, right? Now, so let me just go down here and check what are all these planets signs ruling. Okay, Aries, of course, ruled by Mars. Next is Sun and Moon, Cancer, of course. Next is Leo, of course, right? So Sun, Mars, Moon. Next is Jupiter, that is Sagittarius, and then next is Pisces, right? Now these four categories are friendly towards each other. Friendly towards each other, right? Crazy. Now next category, Mercury, Venus, Saturn. So that is Taurus, right? And next is Virgo. So next is Libra, right? Next is Capricorn. So next is Aquarius. So these are friendly towards towards each other. Crazy. Now I think you are getting some ideas, right? Let's say, for example, in the Western chart or in the Western, you are born in the Aries, okay, which means you have to make friends with Cancer, Leo, Sagittarius, Pisces, or Aries itself. If you're going to make it Taurus or go Capricorn, although you might be having friends, but you do not vibe that much, guys. Okay, so that's the thing. So next is, if you are Taurus, then you have to make friends with only Taurus, Virgo, Libra, Capricorn, Aquarius. If you are making friends with Aries, Cancer, Leo, your vibe does not match. Although you might be friends from so many long years, but still the vibe doesn't match that much according to these category. Okay, I am telling. So respective categories. Okay. So moving on, in the Vedic, if you have Moon in Aries, that is Mesh Rashi, or Moon in Cancer, Moon in Leo, Moon in Sagittarius, Moon in Pisces. Now, these people are friendly towards each other, respectively, irrespective of the whatever houses they are placed. It doesn't matter because their mind can able to grasp or understand each other mind very easily compared to others. Okay, so let's say, for example, your moon in Aries, which is Mesh Rashi, and you made some friend who is having moon in Cancer, which is Karkatak Rashi, right? You guys will become very best friend. Okay, so let's say, for example, your moon in Aries, Mesh Rashi, but you made friend with Taurus, right? But you cannot vibe that much that you vibe with the moon in Cancer. Okay, why? Because due to the planet ruling that particular zodiac sign, and planetary, you know, natural benefic, natural malefic kind of vibe. Okay, so Next, same thing is for moon. If you have moon in Taurus, then you're vibing with moon in Virgo or moon in Libra or moon in Capricorn or moon in Aquarius. Okay, I think I did made a mistake. Aquarius. Okay, so these are the, I know in different parts of the world you might have different connections, social connections, parental connections, and everything will be different zodiacs, and uh, but still you will be having very great relationship. So even though if you have these correct placement also you might not do well. That totally depends on other planetary motions and everything, but at a certain level this works very well. You can just check it out, guys. Okay, so same thing goes for the ascendant. Okay, ascendant represents your physical personality, how you're physically inclined towards each other. You might be compatible with your mind, which means you can understand them emotionally, but physically the physical attraction should be there, guys. Okay, so same thing, the ascendant also same as above. Okay, so let's say if your Aries ascendant, these guys matches with Cancer ascendant, Leo ascendant, Sagittarius ascendant, and Pisces ascendant. Same thing if you are Taurus ascendant, then you're able to match with Virgo ascendant or Libra ascendant or Capricorn ascendant or even Aquarius ascendant, right? So these are the decent placements to connect properly with other people. So if you're born in Virgo ascendant, so which means you guys are compatible with Virgo ascendant itself, or Taurus ascendant, Libra, or Capricorn, or Aquarius ascendant people. Like that. That's how you need to, irrespective of the other planetary placements. So this is how you need to match yourself to get friendly connection, friendly vibe with others. So next time when you're making a new friend, just ask that person, what is your zodiac sign in the Vedic, which Rashi he is. So let's say if you're Virgo, ask him which Rashi. If he's Scorpio, or if the person is, say for example, Taurus, then that definitely suits very well. Okay. Now next, I think I forgot the moon in Gemini also. I guess, right? Moon in Gemini. Yeah, moon in Gemini, and you also Gemini ascendant. Yeah, you guys match pretty well. Okay. So there are other certain combinations that I'll tell you in the next video. Okay, so these are the just general combinations. Picturize yourself. 25% it work definitely. 100% also it work. But why 25%? Because of the other planetary placements and dasha. You need to see all kind of blah blah things that I'll tell you in the later part of in the next video. Sorry to say that blah 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 thing, because you should be always precise, always crisp. Okay, and clear. So that's the thing. Sorry for the wordings. Uh, so these are the general things. You got the moon signs, you got the ascendant signs. Okay, so this how you need to match yourself with when you are going to search for a partner or search for a spouse or search for a girlfriend, boyfriend, or searching for a friend. Okay, business partner. These combination are definitely should be there. That is 100% I guarantee you. But other combination depending about the dasha and all, I'll explain you in the advanced video in the second part. So for that, kindly do subscribe to my below channel for the next update. And also if you have any doubt, please do contact my given below mail ID, or you can even, if you want any consultancy, contact to my WhatsApp number in the comment section. So thank you, bye bye, love you, take care.